Perm writes, hashtag GB2, hashtag Go Broncos, and the hashtag that we really love, he hits us with hashtag
God bless Bo Nix.
Nice work there, Big Perm. He says, I love sports because of the connections and relationships. Sports brings people together from all walks of life, from family, friends, and total strangers. But love for sports brings us together and connects us, as he uses the quotes around, a sports family, end quote. That is well said, and that is 100% one of the reasons I think we all love sports. It's I've heard you say it before. I've said it before. It's where color, creed, religion means nothing? In a locker room.
Sports, yeah.
Sports. And it's a beautiful thing to see all of these different people, men, women, coming from different walks of life to come together and chase one common goal, which is winning and creating the right culture at your workplace or your team in this instance. That's a really, really good one, Big Perm. That's a big reason that we all love sports.
Yeah, that's a great reason because it's, get offended as you like, everyone. It's anti-politics.
Exactly right.
Right? Now, it'll creep into sports, and everyone will say stick to sports, but, sports is Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever. You're coming together to root for the Broncos. Right? Mm-hmm. There's none of that division that you get with families now getting split and, all these people being ridiculous about pretty much anything that has to do in that genre.
Yeah.
Sports, it's a great unifier. Sports is a great, you're a Broncos fan too? Right? It's something, it's almost the, kind of club card, right? Oh, I'm a Broncos fan.
Right.
I'm a Broncos fan.
Right.
I'm a Nuggets fan. I'm a Nuggets fan, right?
That's cool.
So whatever your walk of life is, whatever your anything is, oh, you love the Broncos too? Man, let's talk about Bo Nix, man. God bless Bo Nix, whatever.
One of my favorite things, and it always used to be hey, how can a dude make new friends? And now sports are for everybody, but it's you're a new kid in town, or I've been that a bunch. My dad was in the military growing up. We bounced, So it was, I play sports, you meet friends. You talk about sports, you meet friends. You go to a bar, you go have a drink or your favorite spot, and you're just chilling, whatever it is. There's a dude sitting there next to you, and you go, man, I was just having this conversation with my buddy. Where did LaFonso Ellis go to college? And then he's like, dude. And then you just, boom, we just became best friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the where did person come from game can make you friends. So
hopefully you didn't ask a Golden Domer that because then he'd get offended. How did you not remember?
Yeah. So that is a good one, Big Perm, and that one means a ton. I wanted to ask Kevin. Kevin didn't give us his as to why you love sports so much. And I know it's not yet. We'll do it again when it comes. But we should give Kevin a big round of applause. He got a 10-year anniversary certificate for working at the Fan for 10 years. Kevin Kistner, crushing it. Congrats, dude. That's really cool.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
So why do you love sports the way you do?
Well, I think my dad had a big influence. And actually, I was talking to my dad about this earlier this week. We had an hour-long conversation about stuff like this. His mom, my grandma, was a diehard Bronco fan like Cecil, like yours. She loved Elway. And when the Super Bowl came, back when they lost to the 49ers, Dad and Grandma got in the RV and they went down to New Orleans.
Really?
And Grandma had the time of her life.
Wow.
And my dad said, I just wish Grandma could have seen the Broncos win a Super Bowl.
Oh.
And, that kind of hurt. But then my dad and my mom sent me and my brother to Super Bowl 50 because our season tickets had got drawn. And my dad, the whole time, my family's always said, he was pacing back and forth down in the basement. You would have thought that a fire would have started for him walking on that hardwood because he was so nervous because he wanted to see us win see the Broncos win the Super Bowl with me and my brother there.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that where it's we saw the Nuggets win a championship. I wanted to be there with Dad. I wanted to see that.
That's so cool, dude.
I mean, those are the moments that really – Joel Klatt always told this to me back in the day when I was interning with him. The most romantic thing in the world is sports.
Wow.
And I was like,
Klatt. For some Valentine's Day.
I was like, I am stealing that forever.
Yes.
So,
I think that's great. By the way, Grandma did see him win a Super Bowl from up in heaven, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
She was right there with him.
Oh, yeah. She's cheering along with you there as well. And
She's
that's
double
awesome.
burden Raiders fans in the other section.
She kicked my cousin out of the house because he walked in with a Raider jacket just to make her mad.
This woman is awesome.
She kicked him out. She's like, do not come in.
Yes. I love your grandmother.
That's great. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Oh, that is so cool. That is very cool.
It's the stories.
Kevin.
It's the memories, man. I remember, we all remember the drive with John Elway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was a kid, so yes, I'm older, but I was a kid. My sister Carrie, they're at the 2-yard line, right? They're at the 2. There's no way they're going to win this game. No
the
way.
Browns are at the 2-yard line.
No, the Broncos
the
are.
Broncos are,
John
yeah.
Elway and the Broncos are at the 2-yard line. They have 98 yards to
they
go.
get the ball back. Yeah,
To
sorry.
get to overtime. And so my sister Carrie, big Broncos fan, she's bawling on the couch like an old sick cow. Just
'Cause
like,
she thinks it's over?
just terrible stuff. I'm a kid. I'm sitting there. I'm kind of laughing because my sister's bawling. Yeah. And as they marched down the field, I mean, there was like a couple of 4th down plays. Like Elway does magic. It's magic. And so as they're driving down the field, Carrie's like, and then when Mark Jackson catches that touchdown and we both erupt, like I'm getting chills right now, man. I will never forget that story, ever. Because that's what sports brings you. When you can share in those moments with those that you love and your team triumphs, it's the greatest feeling ever.
100%. I told the story about my dad listening to Irvin Joe on AM 950 driving around, driving his 71 Nova. It was like his daily car.
Woo! Hatchback?
No.
Okay. I didn't like the hatchbacks as much, so.
And like
respect.
chrome rims. It was, I'm like, dude, is my dad cool? But I spent a lot of time with buddies of mine growing up. You know about the Jaramillos, but the Romeros as well. Dean and Aaron Romero. Their dad's name was Dean too. And actually, little Dean, we just lost last year. So it was a tragic moment to be reunited with those guys. But I shared this story that day with Dean Sr. It was Super Bowl 32. And I went to the Romeros to watch the Super Bowl just to be with my friends and hang out. And I saw Big Dean, that's what we always called him, and his buddies be around, all Colorado natives, all diehard Broncos fans. I saw, 10 probably grown men crying when it's done, confetti falling.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills now. And at that moment, I think I was maybe a freshman in high school. I think maybe the end of middle school. That moment, I literally remember having this thought of like, wow, sports matters this much. Sports matters this much to they're grown-ass men. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, they bought us dinner. They have mortgages to pay for. They're losing their minds emotionally because this team did that. And honestly, that was probably the first time I was like, man, sports can move people. Sports can change an entire community with what they do or do not do. And it was something that I'll always be grateful for, that moment of just to be able to realize how big of an impact that a team can have on a community.
Thank you. And that's why it's not Don't Be That Guy Wednesday, but I'll do it Don't Be That Guy. Don't be that guy that's like, oh, you like sports? That's mean you're like low level, man. You're like just all distracted. Like, okay, we need it.
Yeah.
I almost cussed, Kev. God bless America. We need it.
Yeah.
We need it. We need sports.
Need it.
And we need this sort of love, man, this sort of community, this sort of connection. It's a human experience. When you get to cheer on your team, man, it's awesome.
Yeah. The Romeros were also wrestlers, and I was a basketball player.
Oh.
So like
that means you hated each other.
Well, that means they would just choke me out every time we got into a fight.
I thought wrestlers were easier to fight. You don't let them get a hold of you.
Well, once they get a hold
Once
of
they
you,
get a
they're
hold
gonna
of you,
twist
you're done.
Yeah. So it was like, hey, halftime. Then Big Dean's like, Little Dean and Aaron wrestle. Winner gets Josh. And I'm like, what? I'm not the winner of anything here.
I grew up in a world where basketball, you had to choose in high school basketball or wrestling. So basketball players hated wrestlers. And
See, I hung out with wrestlers, and I was the only basketball player. I still have my basketball friends.
Yeah.
But like Aaron and Dean and Rodney and Elmer and those guys, they're like wrestlers that I was just a part of that crew.
You're the only one that had ears that didn't look like cauliflower.
Exactly. Or was throwing up after school every day because they had trash bag suits on and running around the track.
trying to get weight, right? By the way, my shoe guy Eli says, make sure to give a shout out to all the wrestlers at Ball Arena this weekend trying to win a state title.
That's right.
There we go, Eli.
Yeah. Very cool stuff.
Give me a deal on them shoes, girl.
Yeah, that's right. That's a big deal for those kids this weekend at Ball Arena. So good luck to all of you guys out there.
And Eli's daughter's one of the best wrestlers in the country.
No way.
In the country.
Hell yeah, Eli.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get into a mock draft, I want to talk about, yesterday I shared some broems, is what we called them.
Those were great.
Some poems for my bros.
Yes.
I've inspired someone here. Big Oz. He says, in light of Dover's poetry yesterday, I have one to share if I may. And yeah, we can. Look, he already started right there. This guy's good. From Coach Carter to Friday Night Lights, sports movies scratched my brain just right. Pads crashing and calling your own fouls, hitting a deep three and waving at the gals. I like this guy. Sports made small talk easy at the bar. and entertaining listening to 104.3 while in the car. Concussions are very scary with CTE, but it's all worth it watching CFB.
I thought he was going to say CT, but it's all worth it. Listen to Brandon Stokely.
Even though the league never gave me a call, I always loved to pick up a ball. Big Oz right there. That's pretty good.
Big Oz.
Pretty good.
We can hang out with that guy.
Yes, we can.
All right.
That's nice work right there. Yeah, so continue to share your stories, why you fell in love with sports, a moment maybe that you had with family members, a mentor, anything as to why you fell in love with sports. And we're going to get to your text coming up in a couple of minutes.